Hello, my name is Nekesha Moore. This is my audition piece for the Speak Life tour. I'm going to be a bit unconventional, and I like to perform my poem for you first, and then I will tell you a little bit more about me. It's called For the Sake of My Children. My desire has always been to inspire, a casualty of friendly fire in a not so friendly environment. See, Shorty lives right up the street. Her family secrets buried so deep so she dares not speak. Distressed, she suppresses every memory until she alters her reality, and I remember me so I can relate. Should have been having tea parties and playing with Barbies, overlooked and forgotten, forsaken and downtrodden. So she exists in her own space and hides behind the artificial smile on her face, daydreaming of a better day, somehow still naive enough to believe in fate. But the thing about dreaming is that eventually you must wake, and so I did, as is she. Unaware that all attention isn't good attention. So generationally speaking, a cycle kept on going, and a hole in her heart kept on growing, and we all turned a blind eye, enabling and disabling without even knowing. Sisters and brothers, I thought we were supposed to love one another. Instead, we laugh at each other's struggles, even though their own struggles echoed. Before we can become a collective we must all be able to see what it really means to be free, to forgive without forgetting the past, because we are fading fast, and it's up to us who gets that last laugh. And I'm just trying to put my 2 cents in, trying to save the world for the sake of my children and for the sake of yours. Teaching them that they don't have to wait for an opening. They can make their own doors, and their glass ceiling no longer exists because there's finally a president that looks like me. So I'm no longer lying when I tell them they can be whatever they want to be, because we are free. Or are we? Are our changes hidden beneath the cloak of invisibility? Are we now enslaved mentally? How many of us live below the line of poverty, statistically dependent on food stamps to eat? Generations living in the same housing project, and you think that happened by accident? Or is it merely a reflection of the lynch letter still in effect to this day? Because 9 out of 10 times we get in our own way. How many crimes are black on black? The truth is tragic. Slavery conditioned men to not be fathers, and that didn't change when slavery was abolished. Pardon me while I impart some knowledge. Daddy isn't home because his daddy wasn't home. So he will never know how to be a father because his own father never taught him. Families were broken apart to discourage unity. Sexes kept in separate vicinities until it was time to breed, thus increasing the value of master's property. The lighter your skin tone, the higher your probability of working inside the home, and the only thing they were concerned that you learned was to be submissive or be hung. The weight of my ancestors on my shoulders, so it's my responsibility to show you that I know you and I can feel your pain because I am hurting too. And I know your strength because I carry a burden too, but we can't continue to hide from the truth. Mass genocide occurring on the inside, threatening the youth. So now Lil Wayne is a role model, and all the little girls want to be black Barbies. They think bouncing a ball is the only way out of the hood. They rather play PlayStation than to read a book. Misplaced priorities, but I feel a change coming over me, and I need you all to come with me. In need of direction, just follow me. I am a mother inherently, and my first responsibility is to teach them that freedom isn't always free, and to honor those who died so we could have it. Langston Hughes soothed my wounds, and I've known I was a phenomenal woman since the first time I read Maya Angelou, and Tupac taught me that rap was poetry too. Coltrane chose to play his pain, and the government still refused to take the blame for the man in Tuskegee being experimented on, spreading syphilis in our stronghold, using an STD as population control, and I'm fighting World War IV every time I walk out my own front door, because it never fails to hit me in the face. It's 2014 and the world's still racist and sexist and classist. President Obama bullied into showing his birth certificate, all because Donald Trump asked. He should have told him to kiss his presidential assets. I'm sorry to inform you, but the Dred Scott decision has since been overturned and the Civil War is over, but this battle is far from being won. We've all seen the movie A Time to Kill, where for our ancestors that story was real, and I fear the worst may be yet to come. So many of our youth don't graduate high school. They think education is a waste of time, adding insult to the injuries of the Little Rock Nine. Asked Gen 6 their definition of justice. We had to fight until the 20th century for women to receive the right to vote. In November 2008 did inspire hope, but now I'm thinking no taxation without representation was merely a manifestation of my mind, because I am being taxed and I can't remember the last time I felt represented. I refuse to be considered a victim or statistic, and all I need you to do is listen. Let me elevate you as I educate you. If you feel lost, I can redirect you. Ready to put misconception to rest, but we can't move forward until we embrace our past. The end. That was for the sake of my children. It's one of my proudest moments as a writer, was creating that. I am going to be 32 on Monday, so I am fully aware that I'm a bit older than the artists you usually pursue, but I do think that may work to my benefit, because even though I'm older, I still remember being that child, being that little girl, being that teenager who was lost, who got caught up in things that I couldn't avoid. I made mistakes. I went down the wrong road, but every step of the way I had my poetry. And through everything that I went through, abusive relationships, I used to be a pothead. My firstborn son died when he was 1 week old. You know, all of those things and many more things destroyed me bit by bit, piece by piece. I fell apart, and my art, my poetry is one of the things that helped put me back together and makes me the woman that I am today. So I don't regret any of the choices I made, because through that and through my writing, I feel like I'm able to reach other people who are where I was years ago. And I've been told that my work is inspirational. And that is my biggest goal as a writer, to inspire people. And to do that, you need a platform.